Ludlow, Vermont, just one of countless small Green Mountain towns here in Vermont, cleaning up after the more than 8 inches of rain that fell here over the last 24 to 36 hours. It is going to be a community effort. 800 people live here, and they're all going to have to work together as a team to bring this place back. Taking a look at just the post office and this shopping center parking lot filled with feet upon feet of sediment and tree debris and rocks and boulders coming down from the Green Mountains. As the rains fell, the mountains let loose, bringing all this debris downhill. And much of this town has massive piles of debris all over the place as these crews slowly but surely make these piles to try to clean these areas up and give this community back to the people who rightfully have it, Ludlow, Vermont. Now, downhill is one thing, uphill is a very different thing. And in fact, if we go right up the hill from where we're standing, you'll see a railroad bridge up there. Well, what's connected to that is extraordinary. Take a look at this video. Just to the right of that railroad bridge, the earth was washed away underneath from a very small mountain stream. That stream turned into a raging river, washing that entire area away and suspending those railroad tracks very precariously in some very large trees, but they're also just hanging there, holding on to themselves before crews can finally get there and disassemble all that and rebuild that entire railroad infrastructure. It's also roads as we come back here to Ludlow, and you can see the side of this road, the water rushing down off the Green Mountains and seeping in under the road. You can see exposing all of this. Didn't look like this 36 hours ago, but now you see just how far down those supports go for that rail, and also the road broken in on itself. And this is what much of the roads in this area of the country look like now, the water seeping under them, and that's why so many road closures still exist. There's a lot of storytelling to do. The Weather Channel will be here for the duration to keep you informed about what's happening in Vermont and New York State.
Intense rainstorms inundating the Northeast are turning streets into rivers, forcing evacuations, and have prompted officials in Vermont's capital, Montpelier, to close the city's downtown area. The catastrophic flooding threatening Vermont has drawn comparisons to Hurricane Irene in 2011, which left entire communities submerged and killed more than 40 people in the eastern U.S. While water is beginning to recede in downtown Montpelier, a travel ban for the area has been extended until 3 p.m. Tuesday. The city was hammered by a record-setting 5.28 inches of rainfall Monday, the National Weather Service in Burlington said. That's more than any other day on record, including when Hurricane Irene dropped 5.27 inches of rain on the state capital on August 28, 2011. The nearby city of Bear also shut its downtown due to the flooding. The Montpelier Police Department relocated its dispatch, police, and fire operations due to heavy flooding in the basement of City Hall and the fire and police departments, Police Chief Eric Nordenson said Tuesday. 3 radio towers used to dispatch fire and ambulances in Washington County have been compromised by the flooding, he said. Montpelier City Manager William Fraser warned a potentially dangerous situation is facing the state capitol. The Wrightstill Dam only has 6 feet of storage capacity left. If water exceeds capacity, the first spillway will release water into the North Branch River, Fraser said in a Facebook post.
Right now at 11 o'clock, catastrophic flooding in New England. Towns in Vermont urging some families to evacuate, and rescue crews coming from as far away as California to help people recover. In New Hampshire, roads washed away as the floodwaters recede. We're just starting to see how much damage will be left behind. And all that water is now racing down the rising rivers into Massachusetts. That means the weather threat isn't over, just shifting into a new danger for some homes and businesses. Hours after the torrential downpours stopped, the risk still remains. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Wade. So homes have been damaged, roads have been crumbled, and people have been told to get out. It is a major story that is still unfolding. And tonight we have team coverage in the communities most affected and from our next weather alert team. We begin with Tammy Mutasa in Winchester, New Hampshire tonight. Tammy?
Tonight, the damage is just devastating. People who've lived in this community for years tell me they've never seen anything like this. You can see right now along Route 10, this road is just gone, impacting a lot of people who rely on it.
And this is pretty extreme.
Where roads used to be, massive craters have now formed. Powerful floodwaters washing away 500 feet of Route 10, leaving families on either side of Winchester and surrounding towns with a long detour.
I've lived in town all my life, but I've never seen it like this, never.
Torrential downpours hammering the region forced a beaver dam to breach in town. Sandbags piling up around the dam as water rushed by. Families camping on Forest Lake rushed to evacuate their boats after the dam broke.
We were worried, that this bridge might give out and, down the road, Route 10. And so, yeah, it is pretty scary to see. The force of water is very strong.
Just off the buckled highway.
Oh, I like, tsunami.
Can we go?
Yeah.
Overnight, an emergency unfolding in Vermont's capital city, the Winooski River cresting at 21 feet, inundating the streets with water. The catastrophic floods are the worst in decades.
That's the Langdon Street Bridge.
The National Weather Service says the river has reached major flood stage, a serious threat to life and property. Across the state, the view from overhead showing entire towns devastated.
A report of a vehicle submerged underwater with the headlights on. They believe it may be occupied.
This as more than 50 people had to be plucked from the raging rivers by swift water rescue teams. Property destroyed. You can see here remains from a house sent floating down a stream Monday afternoon. Entire communities still cut off by flash floods.
No way, bro. Nah. This is an all hands on deck response.
It's the same system that crippled New York State.
There's no words. Just even unbelievable doesn't explain it.
While cleanup is just beginning after what the governor called a once-in-a-thousand-year weather event.
We are in the midst of an extraordinary weather event that has just devastated communities.
Millions are now bracing for what today will bring, with extreme weather still hitting the rest of the country. Damaging winds and hail in the Midwest overnight, while extreme heat is gripping the South from California to Florida. Heat alerts are in place, and the index could soar into the triple digits.